Love you all. Welcome all you lovers to the Florida Love Show. This is your love hour right before happy hour, sponsored by Florida Love. Join us each week as we spread love in the Florida community and transform the world with love. Now, back to spreading love.
This is for you, Kenny. It's the Florida Love Show, paying love forward is the theme. It's the Florida Love Show, hosted by Kenny and his dream. Every special guest brings their love to the set, and the interview flies, it all comes alive like a duet. He wears many hearts, so he has a very special side. In the Brooklyn Cafe, it's a big love buffet. With roses galore, men you are adored. Come take a bouquet. Show your love wherever you can. Shine your light. Follow this man. Live your dreams. Plan your day. If you love them, you are on your way. Show your love wherever you can. Shine your light. Follow this man. Live your dreams. Make your day. If you love them, you are on your way. Shine your love wherever you can. Shine your light. Love this man. Live your dreams. Make your day. If you love them, you are on your way. Give the gift of love and pay it forward and go. Give a kiss, give a hug. It's the Florida Love Show. Love you.
And I have her grandmother, who I'm going to be loving on the show, Evelyn Love, and we are just going to love grandparents, grandmothers, siblings, parents, everyone. We're just loving everyone today. So I say I love you to everybody. I came out of my apartment this morning. I said I love you to my neighbor, the person in the elevator, my doorman, you know, everybody. I was in Publix getting all these beautiful roses saying I love you to everybody. And there was this really adorable girl, little girl in her dad's arms. And I gave her a rose and she just like grabbed it. So like little kids who are like 2, 3, they don't know language. So they just are pure love. They grab all the roses. She would have grabbed them all. And the thing is that language, when you become older, you learn language, that's where judgment comes in. So, you know, language creates our world. That's why I say I love you to everybody. So love is my world. And I surround myself with lovers, people who say I love you because they're lovers. And Florida love is my dream. So welcome to my dream. And I had this dream since I was like, all I can remember is 3 years old. I just remember, why can't we all get along? Why can't we all love each other? So my dream for the world, while I'm here, because life is short, is that we all love each other. And it's really simple. It's just saying I love you to everybody. And it's freedom. It's such freedom. Oh, Kelly, I love you so much, Kelly. So Kelly's such a lover. Oh my God, Allison, I love you. Oh, from sunny New Hampshire, spreading love from sunny New Hampshire. So please keep the comments coming. And I love Kelly. So Kelly tags me all the time on her amazing love posts. So here at Florida Love, we have all different platforms to spread love. We have Roses for Change, okay, which I give out roses and I say I love you. And actually what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to, after George Floyd's passing, I handed out thousands of roses to every African American and said I love you. And then the news covered it. So I'm going to play the first news that covered it so you get what Roses for Change is all about.
Welcome back. Now at 5:30, who couldn't use a little love right now?
One Pompano Beach businessman is making it his mission to spread love all around by giving out the flower of love to random strangers. CBS 4's Lisa Petrillo has this heartwarming story.
There's an old song with lyrics that say what the world needs now is love, sweet love. Ken Lerman is living that moment in a movement he created called Roses for Change.
We love you.
The idea for Roses for Change came about after the death of George Floyd and the turmoil that followed.
I felt their pain. And for me, I don't see color. I mean, I see us all as human beings. And we all can love each other. I mean, love is simple.
Ken, who owns his own printing business for 35 years, appropriately named the Happy Printer, decided to spring into action, purchasing dozens of roses he could hand out.
The first thing I did was I went to Whole Foods and I also went to Publix and I gave out roses to all the African Americans in the store. And I said, I love you. And they said I love you back. And they said, God bless you. And they said, we need love more now than ever before.
Ken was so moved by the response, he posted pictures on Facebook, receiving 600 likes. Suddenly, Roses for Change on Facebook was born. His followers wanted to join him, buying roses too, and it's now become a movement, spreading love to people of all races. We recently caught up with them in Boca Raton.
I just want to say I love you. Have a wonderful day.
Michelle Bellman, who had never met Ken in person, wanted in on the love train and came out on this day to volunteer.
His message is just of love, and love yourself, and love one another. And he speaks to my soul, and he speaks to me because I love to spread love as well.
Some were skeptical, wondering if there's a catch to these random acts of kindness. But for those who understood it, it meant the world.
I think it's just amazing. This is really, really nice. You're really showing your love. You're taking your time to do this. Just amazing. And the red flowers, forget it. Just bringing brightness to this world. It's much needed. Thank you so much.
Seriously, so sweet.
Can you imagine what a world it would be like if we just all gave roses to each other instead of what's actually going on? Like, to me, that's a way to spread a message. Spread the message of love.
Lucky me, I received my rose. For more information on Roses for Change when they meet every Friday, go on to our website at cbsmiami.com. I'm CBS 4 News.
Love you, Lisa Petrillo. Mwah. Big kiss. Love you. So what the world needs now is love, sweet love. You know, great song. You know, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. So like, who could we go out and give a rose to? Who could we go out and just love? Give a card, give roses, give gifts, give anything. Just say, I love you. I mean, you could make someone's day. You could change someone's life. I mean, I'll give you an example. I was on a Roses for Change love march in front of Bed Bath & Beyond in Coral Springs. And I gave this woman a rose, and she started hysterically crying on my shoulder. And I'm like, what happened? What happened? She goes, oh, I love you, Kelly. I love you so much, Kelly. You're so special. Oh, my God, I'm on vacation still. Love you, Allison. Love you. Oh, Catherine, I miss you and love you. I love you, Catherine. Oh, my God, this is so great. So please keep the comments coming. So she's crying on my shoulder. And she says to me that her husband had passed yesterday, her husband of 50 years. And she's crying on my shoulder. and she hadn't told anybody. I'm starting to get emotional. So you could turn someone's life around. You can transform someone's life with love just by giving them, oh, love you, man. Oh, love you, Catherine. You're the best. Love you, love you, love you. So just by giving someone or saying I love you, you could transform someone's life with love. So that's what we do here at Florida Love for free. We're a nonprofit, 501c3. Everything in Florida Love is free. We just love, because I also believe love is free. I believe love is no expectations of anything in return. It's giving just because. So there's no money in love. That, you know, as the Beatles would say, you can't buy me love. That's right. There's no money in love. There's no expectations in love. Love is giving just because. So who could you give to just because? And today, we're going to love Evelyn, Halley's grandma, your grandfather, your parents, your siblings. Who can you love today in your family or your friends? Or who have you not said I love you to that you could say I love you to? So Roses for Change, again, I was saying it's on Facebook. You can join Roses for Change. We have love marches. We've had them all over. I've had them in recovery centers, churches, all over. Oh, I love you, Catherine. Love you so much. Oh, my God, Catherine. You're the best. And so the second video I'm going to show you is of the news where I went to the Milagro Teen Center and I gave out roses to teens. Now, these teens hadn't heard I love you in years. Not just from their friends, but from their parents. And, you know, these kids start feeling lonely. You know, and they want to hear I love you. They want to feel loved. Everybody wants to love and be loved. So I'm going to show you the news when I gave out roses to the teenagers.
We're continuing to bring you inspiring stories from our area about people changing their communities for the better. Tonight, WPTV News Channel 5's Chris Gilmore shares the story of a man on a mission to spread love, one rose at a time.
Roses are red and Ken Lerman's suit is too.
Love you, Anthony.
If you see his bouquets, he has a message for you.
Man, love you, brother.
The 55-year-old loves love.
I love you.
And he now uses roses to let people know it.
No, I love you.
There's some pain behind Lerman's purpose. His Roses for Change campaign began this summer after he and people across the country witnessed the fallout following the death of George Floyd while in police custody.
How can one human being do that to another human being? Like, I was crying when I saw it.
Armed with roses and a message of love, Lerman says he wanted to reach those most affected.
I got to give this to all the African Americans. They're hurting.
His message has since caught on both online and in Palm Beach County, where he regularly shares love and roses to people of all colors. We caught up with Lerman with 100 of his favorite flowers in hand at the Milagro Center in Delray Beach.
A lot of learning goes on every day here in the Milagro Center, but today's lesson consisted of some flowers and 3 words going a long way.
I love you.
I was surprised and I was like, oh, I love you too.
A lot of these teens say it's been a while since they've heard those words directed at them,
I love you.
and even longer since they've been given flowers.
It was kind of weird at first. I was like, roses giving someone flowers. It was kind of weird because I didn't expect that, but it's pretty nice. It's a really nice gesture.
He said, I love you, you stay safe, and told my grandma happy birthday too.
Lerman says he hopes the connection he makes with strangers leaves a lasting impact.
That's my mission every single day, to spread love in the Florida community and transform the world with love.
Because maybe all you need is love. In Delray Beach, Chris Gilmore, WPTV News Channel 5.
And you can help us share stories that are inspiring.
Love you, Chris Gilmore, and love you all you teenagers at the Milagro Center. So when I first walked into that center, everybody was just quiet, seated, you know, not really doing anything. And then all of a sudden, I hand out roses and we're dancing, we're singing, we're hugging, we're just loving each other. So that's transforming the world with love, transform the whole Milagro Center with love. And I love the little kid who goes, and he told my grandmother he wished her a happy birthday. I mean, who knows how I could have transformed that child's life? Who knows how I could have transformed his life and his grandmother's life? Maybe he went home to his family and said, Grandma, this kid guy came in with roses, and he said, I love you to me, gave me roses. He brought roses home to his family, and then he said, and he wished you a happy birthday, Grandma. So our words create our world. And I always say every show 2 things. One is that love is the absence of judgment. So love is no judgment, no criticism, no gossip, no hatred, no anger, no resentment. Love is love. Love is saying, I love you. Love is simple. Just go out and say, I love you. And it's freedom. Saying I love you to everybody is freedom. It's forgiving the world, forgiving everybody, giving up all that resentment and just saying, I love you. And you know, forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for me, because then I give up resentment, I'm free. It's not about the other person. So everybody out there, go and forgive everybody and love them, and you will be free. You'll be free. I promise you. And the other thing is that I always say life is short. So I can pass right now on this show, and I could pass now. So we only have now to say I love you. So what are you going to do now? Who are you going to say I love you to now? Whose life are you going to transform with love now? So I always play a video either about judgment, about, that life is short. So I'm going to play a video about life is short right now. So you really get that life is short. And like right now with COVID, and right here in the studio right now, we're all wearing our masks, okay, except when we're speaking, because COVID is real and it's killing people. And I just read on my phone, Florida had the most ever cases today, 23,000. Now I'm fully vaccinated. Now, when I got vaccinated, I felt no effects after the first shot. I felt a little tired after the second shot. And the reason I'm saying this is because everybody's getting it now, whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated. The thing is, the people who are unvaccinated are dying. The people who are vaccinated are not. And I actually have a friend in the hospital who I texted like yesterday, and I said, how are you? I hadn't spoken to her in a month. I said, I love you. She said, I'm in the hospital dying of COVID. My friend, somebody my age. So again, it's free choice. I'm about love. So I vaccinated myself because I love myself. And again, what you do is free choice. But I'm just letting you know, like, this is real. Life is short. So please play the video about how life is short.
Hey.
You all right?
I wanted to go for brunch on Saturday, so I was
Right.
thinking we could book something.
Brunch,
There's this
yeah.
really nice restaurant.
Yeah.
I thought we could go.
Hold on one second. Yeah. Yeah. 20 minutes. Pen?
Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah. See you later, yeah?
Bye.
Okay. Yeah,
Love
okay.
you.
Be there.
Mr. Clark, is that
Okay.
Mr. Daniel Clark?
Yeah.
This is Dr. Cohen from Kensington and Chelsea Hospital.
Yeah.
Calling to inform you that this morning your wife was involved in a serious road incident. She passed away en route to the hospital, and I regret to say there was absolutely nothing more we could have done.
I hope this never happens to anyone, but the harsh truth is that it does. Often we're so engrossed in our work that we forget to value, appreciate, and recognize those that we're actually working for. We get so wrapped up in our own lives that we forget the people that make up our life. I know people who regret the last words they said, and others who never really got to share how they genuinely feel. Whatever is taken for granted will eventually be taken away. That's when we end up missing the most the person that we least appreciated. Because we never think the last time will be the last time. We think we have more, but we don't. Focus on those that you really love.
So I love you all. Focus on those that you really love, because they may not be around in a second. That's how it happens. So I love you all. I will keep saying I love you all. I love you, Dean. So Dean was on the show a few weeks back. He's an amazing artist. He's incredible. Teaches children art. Love you, Dean. Love you, love you. So again, please keep the comments coming so we can all love each other. Just say I love you to each other. It's really simple. And when I go into Publix, I get online and I say I love you to everybody. Everybody starts saying I love you to each other. It really is simple. Say I love you. So I love you, buddy. I love you, Slick. I love you, Slick. I love you, Sharon. Mwah. Love you, Halley. Love you. Yeah, so it's great. So just loving everybody in the studio. You know, it's amazing. And it transforms the studio, it transforms the world. So whose life can you transform today? So at Florida Love, we have different platforms to spread love, different ways on Facebook, different groups, different pages. So one of the pages I told you about is Roses for Change. We give out thousands of roses, say I love you. We also have Florida Love Dating and Networking, which you can join to find the man or woman of your dreams. It's got like 1,700 people now. A month ago, it had 900 people, and people are posting like crazy and communicating and loving each other. So you can join that to share how you're spreading love, or again, find the man or woman of your dreams. We have Love Circle, which is about getting together in person and saying I love you. And what I've been noticing on that is a lot of people from all over the world have been joining that. And we also have Love Will Keep Us Together with about 4,000 people. And every day we just post and say I love you to each other, hugs, kisses, love. And, you know, it was interesting. Chris Gilmore on the Second News, he said, maybe all you need is love. Maybe all you need is love. So everybody wants to love and be loved. And again, maybe all you need is love. So I'm going to have a surprise for you coming up in a few minutes around All You Need Is Love. So I'm very excited about that. And the last thing we have is Love Songs. So Love Songs has 47,000 people on it. It had one person a few months ago. I love that one person, and I'm so proud of it. Just kept loving every person who joined. Now we have over 47,000, thousands joining every week from all over the world, sharing their love songs. So every week on the show, I play a love song. This is one of my favorite songs out of the 80s, and it's by two virtuosos in Italy. One is a violinist, and the other is a sexy saxophonist. So please play that song. I have chills down my spine. Wow. So that's Daniel on the sexy sax. That's Carolina on the beautiful violin. They're both virtuosos is what they do. And Italy, how beautiful. I mean, wow, I have chills of love. I love you. So I love you, Daniel. I love you, Carolina. I love you. So that came from Love Songs. So please join our group Love Songs and join all the love from around the world. It's going to have way over 1 million people. And again, we can all love each other. While we're here, let's love each other. Now, let's love each other. Oh, I got chills. So Chris Gilmore on the Second News, when I handed out to the teenagers, he said, well, maybe all you need is love. Well, I was in the shower this week, and this is how songs appear on this show. God is love, and God speaks to me about love. And my phone, the wallpaper on my phone is God is love from the Bible. So from John in the Bible. And I'm Jewish, but my religion is love. My political party is love. Everything is love. So God is love. Wow. Yeah, Catherine, I love you, Catherine. Love you so much. Oh my, yeah, I'm in love. I'm in love. Oh, so cute. Oh, love you, Catherine. I miss you. I love you. Oh my God, I got chills. So let's keep spreading love. Let's keep the comments coming. So he said, maybe all you need is love. Well, I don't say maybe all you need is love. All you need is love. And if you say I love you to everybody in your life, and again, not expecting anything in return, and people say I love you back, it's the greatest feeling in the whole world. It's the ultimate happiness. To me, it's the ultimate happiness. And it's the ultimate freedom. So I'm in the shower. I asked Google to play my favorite Queen radio on Pandora. And my phone is actually acting up right now. It's about to play it. And it plays this song. So I call up Sha, who I love more than anything in the whole world. She's been with me for 75 straight shows. She's like the most amazing singer in the whole world. She's an angel. You look so beautiful, Sha.
Thank you, Ken.
So beautiful. And her smile it just radiates love. And her singing just is angelic and just spreads love all over the world. So I called Sha. I said, hey, Sha, how about singing All You Need Is Love? And Sha's like, sure. You know, she's ready to go. She's always ready to spread love. So for all of you out there, all you lovers, Sharon's going to sing for you.
So John Lennon and Paul McCartney, they got it right. Absolutely. Nothing to do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can say but you can learn. It's easy. Nothing you can make that can't be made. No one can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do but you can learn how to be. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love, love. Love know that is known. Nothing can see that isn't shown. There's nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. All you need is love. All you need is love. Everybody join. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. 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 Love is all you need.
Sharon, you're a love angel singing, all you need is love, love is all you need.
Thank you. And thank you for bringing that song. It's the first time that I've ever sung it. It's not really a singing song, but it's simple. All you need is love. 5 simple words. And when you keep it simple, when you go back to basics and you get rid of all the rackets, that's where you can be your true self and find that balance of what's important, right?
Yeah, and I love when you smile, because you have the most beautiful smile in the whole world, Sha.
Oh, thank you, Kenny.
And you say it's easy, and you're smiling like love is easy. Just say I love you.
It's easy.
I love you, Sha.
Yeah, and people have a lot of meanings and feelings about those words. And to some people, like you and me, it comes easy. We just say I love you to everybody. And other people are, almost afraid to use it unless it's like the love of their life. But really, when you say to someone, I love you, it's like they can't not smile. They can't not acknowledge that or receive that. Even if the grumpiest person, you just look at them and say, I love you, and they cannot laugh or something. And it is a powerful word. And what the world needs now is love, sweet love. We say it all the time.
Yeah, and so Sharon's getting her hair done today, and I called her on video. So Sharon's got
all my secrets.
I am. So Sharon's got her mask on, and the hairstylist, Monica, behind her, got her mask on. And I go, hey, Sha, I love you, love you, love you. And Monica, I love you, love you, love you. She's like done her hair so beautifully for 75 straight shows. I love you, Monica, I love you. And Sha's like, we're both smiling under the mask. And Monica's like, I love you, I love you, I love you. It's easy.
It's easy. And even under the mask, you can see someone's eyes. When you smile, it has something. And the mask has been kind of like a barrier, and we've hated it. We've had like a love-hate relationship with the mask. It keeps us safe, but it keeps us distant. And I know for me right now, where I used to get annoyed by the mask, right now I'm thankful for the mask, that there's something that we can do to keep others safe and ourselves. So even though it's not mandated, everyone seems to be wearing it today. So.
Yeah, it's so true, Sha. And, for me, I see love everywhere I go. And when I speak to people, I look in their eyes. It's not about what they say, I look in their eyes. And their eyes tell me everything, whether they're wearing a mask or not. Like, I see so much love in your eyes right now. I see so much love in your eyes right now. I see so much emotion, so much beautiful, loving emotion in your eyes. The eyes tell it all.
They do. They say it's the windows to the soul.
Yeah, to the heart and the soul.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Shan and I, we talk all week long, and I could tell right away when Sharon, or she can tell from me when we get on a video call, okay, what's going on? Like, you could tell in someone's eyes. Yeah, it's a tattletale, right, in the eyes. It goes right to the heart and the soul. So you have so much beautiful love in your eyes right now, Sharon. You look so beautiful.
Thank you, Kenny. Love you.
Love you. Love you, love you, Sha. So I wanna introduce everybody to my first guest and my special guest and my featured guest, and she is such love. So Halley Elise is a world famous psychic, and she had me on her radio show last week, and we talked about love. And Halley is pure love, and she's always been pure love. And again, she has this psychic ability, and she just loves people. So again, this is what happens, how God is love, crazy coincidences. So I said, Halley, you know, has anybody ever passed in your life, in your family? And she's like, my grandmother Evelyn. I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh my God, she's the love of my life. She's the love of my life. She always is. Now she is. She's the love of my life. She's everything. So we started sharing about her grandmother. So we're doing it in loving memory to her grandmother, even though her grandmother is right here, right now. Her grandmother Evelyn is right here on my shoulder, on Evelyn's shoulder, on Sharon's shoulder, on Slick's shoulder. Grandma Evelyn is right here. So I was sharing with Sharon the slideshow I made up, and I was in tears when I made it up, of Grandma Evelyn. And Sharon said, I want to sing this song. So a song came to her, and I said, great, Sharon, you know, definitely go for it, please. So Sharon, you want to introduce the song?
Yeah, Let It Be by the Beatles. Beautiful, beautiful song.
Yeah, so this is to love Grandma Evelyn and also to love Halley.
That's right.
I have to tell you that we keep saying Evelyn and Grandma, and yes, she was my grandmother, but nobody called her that. That was Nana.
What'd they call her, Nana?
Nana. Or my daughter called her Gigi for great grandma.
Okay, so Nana or
Nana
Gigi?
or Gigi.
Okay, Nana
Nana
love or
Evelyn.
Gigi love?
Yes,
Okay,
Nana.
Nana love. Nana love, thank you.
Good to know.
Thank you. So we're loving Nana love, Halley, and
That's
Halley
right,
love.
Nana love.
Nana love.
This is for you, Nana love. When I find myself in times of trouble, Nana Evelyn comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, oh, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, Nana, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, oh, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, oh, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. So the words of wisdom, Gigi, Nana, Evelyn, your granddaughter is here, and we are celebrating you. We love you, we miss you, especially her. Let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I woke up to the sound of music. Grandma Nana comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be, let it be, let it be on, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer. Ask Nana, let it be, let it be, let it be on, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
Grandma Nana, Gigi, speaking words of wisdom. So what words of wisdom did she speak with you?
This too shall pass. It constantly plays over my head. When I was a kid, it didn't make any sense. As I've gotten older, it makes a lot of sense.
So she would say, this too shall pass. Any other words of wisdom?
If God is for you, who can be against you?
It's a good one.
It's a real good one, right? I use that with my clients sometimes too, to remind them, hey, you're not alone. The universe at large and God is there for you to love and support you.
So you got that from your grandmother?
Absolutely.
Wow. That's beautiful. Any other words of wisdom?
I'd have to dig into my bag of tricks and remember that the truth of the matter is she gave examples in everyday activities with everyone she spoke with everyone she interacted with. I think I've shared with you on the phone that at her funeral, no one said to me, I'm sorry for your loss. No one said to me, oh, it's a shame, or any of the words that people use when they're giving sympathies. Every person, though, said to me, I loved your grandmother. I loved your Nana. She was amazing. And that's true.
So everybody just came up to you and said, I loved your Nana. I love your Nana. So what do you love more than anything about your Nana?
More than anything. There's a huge list. I don't know if
Well,
I could pick
I would
just
love to hear it.
one. She never said a bad word about anybody. I mean, there were times where obviously she could. Things go wrong. Excuse me. People misbehave, but she would always say, well, I'll understand. She always lived with compassion, with understanding. When it came to her friends, she would tease sometimes about certain things, but she was the first one that someone called if they needed something. They knew she was there, whether it was for a cup of coffee or to go to a movie or to just sit or to go to the synagogue with. Whatever it was, she was there.
So it sounded like she lived without judgment. She was actually able to be with whatever they would say to her, and that is the pure form of love. Kenny talks about it all the time.
Right.
He says love is the absence of judgment, and when there's good communication, affinity just
Absolutely,
flows.
absolutely.
And from what you were saying, I could hear like her walk the walk and talk the talk, and she didn't have to say much. It was more like
Correct.
leading by example. That's what I'm
Correct.
getting. That's the vibe that I'm getting, and she sounds amazing.
Yeah, she was pretty incredible, and really and truly, she would do things that you wouldn't expect. And again, I shared this with Kenny when we were having a chat. When I was little, she would traverse the subway, and I say traverse because sometimes it's not easy to get on the subway to go from the Bronx to Brooklyn, especially today, but she would come visit for a weekend, and she'd have her suitcase, of course, with all of her belongings for the weekend, and she always brought something for me, brought something for my brother. We never knew what it was, but it was something. And if I had a playmate over or someone was going to come for dinner, she always had something for them as well. She never
She
left
thought
anyone
ahead.
out. She thought ahead. She was always very inclusive. And honestly, her example really was that you just live, you enjoy enjoy your life. Money wasn't important to her. She had the opportunity to make a lot of money. She was an excellent designer and seamstress. She worked for the Nixons, creating demi-gowns and lots of famous people over the years. And yet, people asked her to open a shop. She says, no, that's okay. They asked her, would she like a loan to build something bigger? No, it's okay. She was very comfortable in her own skin.
Was she psychic too?
It runs in the family, but in different ways. She would do funny things. So, for instance, I had an issue with an ex-boyfriend who decided to flatten all of my 4 tires on my car. And the current guy that I was dating at the time was taking me for dinner, ended up taking me home, and the phone's ringing off the hook, and I know it's my grandmother. So I pick up, I'm like, hi, Nana. And first thing out of her mouth is, are you okay? What's the matter with the car? What's going on?
Oh, so she had a feeling.
Yes, and she just knew, but it was never saying the words, I'm psychic. In Judaism, we don't really do that.
Right,
I mean,
we
think
don't,
about it.
yeah.
It doesn't matter if you know or not. You don't really use that terminology.
We say prophet, like a navi, like
Right.
that means a prophet.
Well, in most religions, they
Yeah.
talk about prophesizing. They don't use the word psychic, but I think they're really very interchangeable.
Yeah. And was she from Brooklyn?
No, she
So you were from
was-
Brooklyn?
I was actually born in the Queens.
Oh, I
And,
lived in
lived in
Queens.
Brooklyn. Hit every borough at some point. But Nana started in Philly and then migrated to New York and ended up in the Bronx before she came to Florida.
Yeah, she was really proud of you. You were her favorite. I mean, she.
You can't say that. I
Oh,
have
yes,
cousins.
I can. Oh, yes, I can.
I'm the favorite.
Yes.
I'm the first.
Yeah, I was the firstborn
Yes,
too.
It's the
exactly.
first grandkid.
That's
you,
what
you,
it is.
you give them that title of Grandma
Right.
Nana and,
Right.
and so
True,
forth.
true.
Yeah. And
I was the first on
she
both
was your
sides.
favorite. And
Oh,
you were her
absolutely.
favorite. Yeah, absolutely. The love of your life. And she was Orthodox from a long line going back to Russia of seamstresses, and right? They go way back when, right?
Well, yes. We had connections with the Tsar, and it's just kind of a fascinating story. The short version is, and I don't recall if it was my grandmother's grandfather or great-grandfather, I'm pretty confident it was grandfather, but moved from Romania to Russia to avoid going to war because he didn't want to leave his family. And then somehow got involved with the Russian Empire. Just very talented people in a multitude of ways. Music, culture, design.
Dresses.
Yes.
Yeah. And what was that stitch you told me she could do that was so small?
Oh, the crewel stitch.
The what?
Crewel. Are you
As in
familiar with
cruel?
that? Crewel. Yes, it is tiny, tiny, tiny. It's smaller than needlepoint, smaller than petty
So that's why it's cruel, because it's so fine?
Perhaps. I don't know where the name came from, but the stitch is minute. And what's amazing is it takes you sometimes years to complete a
Oh,
picture.
Because it's so small.
Because it is so tiny, and yet you could turn it over and it looks almost identical in the back as it does the front.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So she's Orthodox, so you're going to yeshiva in Brooklyn. She's so proud of you. You're the love of her life.
Which one?
You're her favorite.
Yeshiva Rabbi David Leibowitz.
Oh, I went to Flatbush.
Oh, did you?
I
Oh, you were
did.
across the street.
That's right.
That's funny.
I'm telling you, God is love. We're having crazy coincidences. This is great.
That's
I
pretty
love
wild.
it.
I came all the way from Long Island.
Oh, look at that.
Because when I started, we lived in Queens, and there was like a minivan that brought us to school to Brooklyn. But when I moved to Long Island in sophomore year, there was no vans coming from Long Island. My parents actually had to hire a driver to take me because they didn't want to take me out of that school. It
Right.
was such a good school, high school.
Where in Long Island did you have to travel from?
Searingtown,
Wow.
right near Roslyn.
Well,
Yeah,
you
so
know,
it
I
was-
grew up in Great Neck,
Yep, not far.
so not far. So,
Yeah.
wow, Searingtown to Brooklyn.
Yep.
Wow,
Exit 35 from LA.
wow. To get that, in, like,
We had to go through,
extraordinary.
I think, 3 different highways to get to Flatbush
Uh-huh.
on
Yeah.
Avenue J.
Uh-huh.
There was a great deli there too at that time.
And the pizza.
Oh my God,
That
yes.
pizza.
Listen, there's nothing like that
Jerusalem
pizza.
that was-
Yes.
So what was it called, this deli?
Oh, I don't recall the name. I
What was the
remember
pizza place?
food, though.
Jerusalem pizza.
Oh, wow. Did they have falafel?
Oh, yeah.
My
And it was-
favorite. I
and
love
it was
falafel.
kosher, so
Yes, it's
everybody hung
excellent.
out there at lunchtime.
So when I was in Israel, I worked on a kibbutz by Afula, which was
Ah.
an Arab town, and they had the best falafel there. So every night I would travel to Afula
I
to eat
love
falafel.
Amazing.
Wonderful.
I love, 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 love. So your grandmother you know, you're her favorite, and she just loves you so much. And you know, when I made the video of the slideshow, she has a sparkle in her eye. I told you that. She's so beautiful. So I want to show everybody the slideshow because I want everybody to get an idea of just how beautiful your grandmother is.
Thank you.
So please play the slideshow. Big kisses to your grandmother. Big kisses to Nana. She's so beautiful. So she's so loving. I mean, everything when I made it, she's just such love, hugging everybody, kissing everybody.
So she was, really and truly. And she was incredible too because she was the youngest of a multitude of children and left school in the 8th grade so that she could look after her family.
Yeah, so when you say a multitude of children, she looked after how many children?
There is 10 in total, so 9 other children, and she was the baby.
Yeah, so she's the baby and she's looking after 9 other children. Wow.
And she continued to after people moved from New York, and some of the family moved to Florida. Some of the sisters, brothers followed suit, and when they arrived, she had open arms for them. She got them connected with workplaces, with restaurants, you name it, whatever it was that they needed.
So beautiful. So when you see that slideshow, what does that bring up for you?
Oh, I don't know. My heart just feels a little peculiar. I was actually looking at the photos before I gave them to you, and I was thinking, you know, I should look at these more often, because sometimes your memory begins to fade. You know, you have that essence of who the person is in your heart, and all of the lovely things they did and your connections, but the actual joy shows up in the photos. So I guess when I look at the slideshow, it's a matter of that she was always there, that she was always joyful, that no matter what, it was good. I honestly couldn't do anything wrong, which is not a good thing. Because
true love,
you know,
can do no wrong, unconditional.
Sometimes you need to be disciplined. My mom, she got a bad break. Mom would discipline, and my grandmother would go, "Come here, Halley," and she'd give me a big hug, and my mother would give her, you know, that.
That's
that
what grandmas
eye.
are for, to spoil
But
the
that's
grandchildren.
Exactly. And she was amazing too when my daughter was born. She was one of the first people that got to spend time with my daughter when she was an infant. Yeah.
Well, Trutron just wrote in his love for you.
Thank you.
Yes, and everybody's loving you right now, and Sharon's loving you. So Sharon saw the slideshow and she created a song to love you and Nana.
Those memories, never gonna fade.
Good.
Is it? She just says it's one of her favorite songs. So glad. Because this one's for you. Memories like the corners of my mind, misty
scattered pictures of the smiles we left behind, smiles we gave to one another for the way we were. Can it be that it was all so simple then? Or has time rewritten every line? If we had a chance to do it all again, tell me, would we? Could we? Memories may be beautiful and yet what's too painful to remember? We simply choose to forget. So it's the laughter we will remember. Whenever we remember the way we were, the way we were. Thank you.
So Halley, what memories does that bring up for you? And what?
Well, you know, when people talk about in those last moments, their life flashes before them.
All the movies.
Yeah, exactly. Instead, what flashes before my mind is just a plethora of different occasions and events. My first attending a theater production, or the first time I went to any sort of a cultural event. Those were all inspired by my grandmother. The best, though, that comes up, and I really miss, is something funny. I would go to my grandmother's house a lot. If Mom and Dad said they were going somewhere, like, Nana, can I go to Nana? You don't need a babysitter. Let's go to Nana. So that's where I was. And we would, you're going to laugh, cut carrots. Not like just cut carrots, but scrape carrots under the water in the sink, you know, clean off the outside part and sit there and munch on carrots and watch something on TV. Or if for some reason we didn't have carrots, and I could go through a whole bag for some reason, and she said to me, eat, they're good for your eyes. We would have Ritz crackers and peanut butter. Go through an entire box of Ritz crackers and peanut butter, and at the end, she'd usually say, I think we ate a little too much. So a lot of fun things, really and truly.
Wow. So I love you so much, Halley. Love you so much. Love Nana so much. She's so beautiful, so cultured, so brilliant, just so gorgeous, amazing, right, Sha? I mean, how lucky you were and to still have her.
Really and truly, I couldn't pick a better grandmother. Truly.
Yeah. So I never met my grandparents, so I adopted your Nana.
Okay. She wouldn't mind. There were quite a few people that adopted her, actually. They'd come over and say, I'm sharing your grandmother. Like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, I work with her, and she's great, and she's better than my grandmother, so I'm keeping your grandmother, this type of thing. Really funny.
You're that Nana?
That happened a lot.
Yeah, so she was pure love, so everybody wanted to adopt her. So again, I love you so much, and I want to thank you for being on the Florida Love Show today with Nana. Thank you, Nana. I love you. And Sha, I love you. Thank you for being the angel, the beautiful angel that you are.
Thank you.
So I love you both so much.
Thank you.
I want to thank you all for watching the Florida Love Show today. I love you all, each and every one of you. So who could you go out and say I love you to? Who could you go out and give a rose to? I love you all. You've been listening to the Florida Love Show, where we've been spreading love in the Florida community. For more information, please contact me, Kenny Love, at 917-699-1995 or ken@florida-love.com or on our website, florida-love.com. See you next week, 3 p.m. Friday for the Friday Love Hour. Keep spreading love in your life and have a loving week. Love you all.